Hey guys, how you doing? Dan, the Jazz Shepherd. I'm sure most of you are aware of that by now. I always loved the old Kings, LA Kings. Most people don't know this, but the LA Kings were purple and gold before the Lakers were. This is the fourth shelf, and it's a bit of a miscellaneous hodgepodge shelf on some levels. But it's a very resourceful shelf. I have a lot of cool stuff on there that I use a lot for my gigs. The top shelf up here, this is my blues records. And the book I mentioned in episode 1, it really informed me about the Muddy Waters and the Howlin' Wolves and the legacy of the Willie Dixons and the Sonny Boy Williamsons and all that classic blues by American black artists that white Americans didn't have time for. But the kids from the UK heard it and loved it and dug it. And I just had a cat jump up here on my stuff. There she is, right in the way. And I'll watch you going up there. Oh my goodness, she just went up there. Well, what can you do? It's a cat. She's gonna be stuck. Anyway, so as I learned about the blues, it of course becomes one more thing that I started to collect when I went to record stores. And so I found old Muddy Waters records, you know, Sleepy John Estes records, Buddy Guy, Jimmy Reed, John Mayall. He was a great white UK artist, Lead Belly, of course B.B. King. It's a fairly wide range of blues across that top shelf. And of course blues is the underlying underpin of all modern music in 1,000 different ways. And so all hail to the blues. But again, that book was the one that broadened my palette and my knowledge base and pushed me into so many other aspects of music. And then this is the vocal section of jazz down here, from everybody from Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald to it's my new jazz cat. This is Putty Cat. You know, Ella, Billy, Stevie, Dean, Johnny Hartman, Peggy Lee, June Christie, all that stuff. It's stuff I play a lot of my brunches. It's fun. It's kind of easy jazz for people to get into, and it's always reliable to play. This is my swing era jazz, and by swing era jazz I mean this is all stuff that predates the LP era. So all the stuff on my other main jazz shelf is all stuff from the 10-inch era, 1950 forward. All this stuff here would have been stuff that was initially on 78, and they called it on LPs in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And so everything from Ellington and Basie to Benny Goodman, Stefan Grappelli, just a wide range of Louis Armstrong, of course, Fletcher Henderson, Fats Waller. It's that era, and they do have some LPs. Like Ellington made it into the LP era, so his Columbias are over there, his stuff on Bethlehem's over there, his Riverside's over there. Basie, of course, made it into the LP era, so his roulettes are going to be over there, his Verve stuff's going to be down there. Down here's a little section I've dedicated to 70s jazz, and of course a lot of that's going to be CTI, Kudu, but there's also a lot of Weather Report stuff on Columbia, the Hancock stuff, Leighton Miles stuff. So this shelf has some of that hodgepodge. This is classic country. When you're talking classic, we're talking Hank Williams, Patsy Cline, you know, early Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, that era. This was my TV soundtrack section, where you have artists like Henry Mancini. A lot of the Bond films are up here, Goldfinger, The Man with the Golden Gun. Peter Guns up here, of course. A lot of the Neil Hefti stuff. And then some other cool soundtracks from the 60s and 70s. I had a song that was kind of iconic. I played at my gigs, so that little TV section, movie section's right there. This is a section of 50s kind of rock, rockabilly, even some easy listening stuff's in here, everything from Buddy Holly to Barry Manilow. And stuff I play at my gigs quite a lot. This next shelf down here, this is my reggae shelf. I play a lot of reggae at my gigs, especially in the spring and the summer, because reggae is a fun vibe that really fills the room full of love and happiness. Love it. This gets into some electronic lounge stuff. And then here's kind of a synth pop, dream pop, down tempo, a lot of kind of music from the last 20 years, from Massive Attack and Tricky and Portishead all the way through to some kind of some current era stuff now. So again, that's my shelves. I got a 78 box right there. 45 box right there. And a lot of the 45s I buy, if I'm out shopping somewhere and I see a 45 of a song that I will never play anything else from this record at a gig, this is the only song I would ever play, sometimes I'll buy the 45 just to be like, you know what, now I have this song, I can bring it to a gig and not have to worry about filling my crates with that album. A lot of unnecessary carrying. I do carry a lot of records to a gig. I like to have as much chance to do whatever mood hits me and the crowd hits me. And then one last section I want to show you guys right here real quickly. This is my 10-inch LPs. There's some cool Bethlehems you're seeing right here. And if I open this up, you'll see there's a bunch more 10 inches in here. And it's a section that's kind of growing right now, my 10 inches. I kind of love the 10 inch. I love knowing that this is going to be of that era almost always. You're not going to buy a whole lot of repressings of 10 inches. And anything that has been repressed on 10 inch has been done so in the last 15 years where you can look at it obviously and know right away that this is about a reissue. So anyway, that's the breakdown of my 4 record shelves and the history and how it all kind of grew and became what it is. And I also want to express that a lot of my experience in the black community and my knowledge of history and geography, it's a lot of where I speak from in my Jazz Shepherd episodes. I'm not just speaking off of conjecture. I'm not just speaking off guesswork. I know and I've talked to so many people about so many things that I feel like what I have to share is of value, because I'm trying to bridge a gulf that's not being bridged very consistently. And every time we complete it, someone tries to blow that shit up. And ignorance is the underpinning of all fear and hate. What we don't know is what we're afraid of. What we don't understand, we shudder. And the more we understand each other, and how common the ground is we walk on, and how much we share the same wants and needs, the less I'm willing to make any man my enemy. And that type of unity, that type of philosophy, that type of humanity would be tough to manipulate for the rich and the elite. They would be reaching against the stubborn wall of unity all the time, and we would have much more say on how things on this planet went. But when we say so divided and so distracted, watching our football and watching our reality TV shows and who's the next greatest bachelor, and have no concept for truth, understanding, no longing to see a bigger picture, this reality will remain. And so part of what I wanted to share in this Jazz Shepherd channel is just a broader tolerance of each other and how understanding does create empathy. So anyway, appreciate you all for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Join my Facebook group, the Jazz Violin Club, if you haven't already. There's some great little nuggets on there and a lot of cool records being posted all the time by me and hundreds of other people. I appreciate you all. Y'all have a great day. Peace. Mm-hmm.